TGIF. It is officially Friday. It is Voiceover Q&A Friday. So if you've got a question regarding voiceover, make sure you put it up in the live chat stream. I'll take as many of those as I'm able to here this morning before it's time for me to get to work. And by way of introduction, my name is Bill DeWeese. I am a professional working voiceover talent. Been doing it since 2006. I've recorded over 10,000 paid projects. And I've written a couple of books about it. My latest is called Get Paid Using Your Voice. And the digital download, which is less than $10, as well as the paperback book, the audiobook is all available. Just look at the links below in the description. Check it out. Hey, always appreciate you being here. What a party we have going every weekday at this time. We call it the Voiceover Huddle. The purpose of it is just some encouragement, to help you along the way, to help you find ways to make more money or to start making money in voiceovers. That's what the daily live stream is about. It's what this channel is about. And there's about 13,000. I'm sorry, not 13,000. Wow. That would be quite an accomplishment. 1,300 videos, all voiceover related. So, especially if you're new to the business, make sure you browse through there and get some, if there are things you're not quite sure of, it's a great way to shore up your knowledge and get you started. And once you're ready for full on voiceover training, there's a link in the description to my voiceover blueprint, and you can check all that out. All right. Well, I just been stalling to give you time to write your question in the live chat. So let's take a look and see what we've got going on. Rob Ryder is the first to check in this morning. He is in North Carolina at the Marine Corps Air Station, Cherry Point. I've been down in that area, Rob. It is gorgeous that way, and hope things are going well for you as you prepare for the weekend. Nephi, hello to you in Knoxville, where the season of mowers, leaf blowers, and weed whackers has officially begun. With my grandparents lived in Knoxville. That's where my mom grew up, and we'd go and visit, of course, a few times every year. And I've got so many memories of being in Knoxville in the summer, playing in that red clay dirt. Man, that dirt is red clay. It was always so hot and muggy, but I loved it down there, still do. Phil in Tokyo, with a question. Phil asks, could you touch on using a car to record voiceover and what precautions we need to watch out for when recording on the go or on a trip? Well, never record while you're driving. That would be my first tip. Well, I guess if you have somebody else driving, that would be possible, but be very careful about that kind of thing. But when it comes to a car, and why a car, you may ask yourself. Well, I've talked on a number of occasions about the fact that a car is a fantastic acoustic environment. They're created to be relatively quiet. Some cars more than others, depending, a Fiat's going to be different than a Mercedes-Benz, for instance. It just depends on the car and how much has been put into it in terms of materials for sound dampening and that kind of thing. But generally speaking, a car is a very well-built acoustic environment. So that's the reason for the question, and it's a good question. Yeah, don't record while in an enclosed space with your car running. There's something else you want to keep in mind. But aside from that, it's really about just figuring out within the car that you have the space available how to set up your equipment. I've seen those who have taken you can buy like little clamps that you can clamp to the sun visor of your car, and then clamp your microphone onto that, and then you're going to need a notebook computer. Or another thing to consider, Phil, would be you might want to use a pad device like an iPad. And there are recording devices, recording software, DAWs that you can use on iPads. Like Twisted Wave would be one. I know that Focusrite has a nifty little one-track recording software program that looks like a little reel-to-reel tape machine, which you can actually even edit on it, but you wouldn't have to. You could record onto your pad device or even onto your telephone. If you want to go to the trouble of getting all the appropriate cables so that when you run through your interface, you get the audio. You don't want to record into your telephone with your voice. Voice to telephone. You want to have your microphone, or obviously your regular microphone, and an interface. But there are ways that you can do that, and then you could transfer the audio over to your computer to do your editing. But it's really more about the logistics of it all, just figuring out where you want to put your stuff. But a vehicle makes can make a very great recording space. Rusty in the UP of Michigan, good morning. We've got Emma in Huntington Beach, GS in Longview, Washington, Ethan, Toronto, Alex in Utah. The other day you mentioned having to drop clients. How does one go about doing so professionally? There comes a point in time when you've worked at this hard enough and long enough that your day fills up, and which is that's the initial goal. Once that happens, it's time to start raising rates. And presumably, newer clients that you have coming in, you're getting at a higher rate than the clients that initially came in. So the way I've always approached it is I just go to my clients, and you do want to approach it sensitively and professionally and not arrogantly or flippantly. And I just tell them, in essence, due to the growth of my business and the rates that I'm currently getting from my clients, it's no longer possible for me to work at the rate that I'm working with you now. And then I don't ask them for money. I just let them know that it's not possible for me to work at the rate I'm working with them now, but very much appreciate the opportunity to work with them and wish them all the best. Now, what happens 50% of the time, when I've done that, the clients will come back and, negotiate a higher rate. They're willing to pay more. So that's the way I approach that. Celeste, howdy to you in Newark, Delaware. Had some work come in already this morning. That's fantastic, Celeste. There's no better feeling than that. Terry, good morning to you in rainy Falston, Maryland. Alex says, "Thanks again for your daily wisdom." You're very welcome, Alex, and thank you for the kind remark. Let's see here. We've got Theo. Good morning from the kitchen table in lovely Palos Hills with cherry coffee in the mug. Cheers. And a sunny sky lighting up my world. Love it. Anthony in Phoenix. Heather says good morning from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Rebecca in Michigan. Marla in Texas. Greg in Nashville, North Carolina. Melissa, San Diego. Jean in Dallas, Fort Worth. Annie in New Zealand. Hey, Annie, good morning. Kibby from Tbilisi, Wayne in the state of Washington, Jason in Kearney, Nebraska, Corey, TGIF, thanks, Bill, for all of your encouragement and instruction from Wisconsin. Thank you, Corey. Mike, good morning. Says good morning to everyone from Minnesota. Should I create a website even if I barely have recordings to show? Here's the thing about a website, you really don't need one when you first get started, because when you're operating on platforms like whether it's Upwork or Fiverr or Voice123 or whatever, you don't need a website to be operating on those because the work happens on the platforms. Once you start direct marketing to other people, you need a place to send them, and that's when the website comes in. You wanna send them there to hear your demos and to also create a very professional impression, but you don't need it when you're first getting started. Mike, good morning to you in Minnesota. Brian in Tucson, Dennis in Pasadena, Mary in New Jersey, John in Denver, Jolie, happy Friday to you. Let's see here. What do we have? Another great day in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Grand Rapids, it's a beautiful city. Joy. Hello from sunny Southfield, Michigan. Hello, Joy. Hello, Dave in New York City. Emily, if you had a client slow to get a script to you and as a result, your future projects ended up becoming due, do you bump the future clients or discuss with the late client to adjust their schedule? Oh, yeah. I mean, you would never punish another client for what, another client's doing. So you would have, if they don't, keep their end of the bargain and deliver something to you in time, whatever you've set up with them in time to deliver their recording, you need to reschedule or renegotiate a deadline. Professor Tracy, good morning to you in Rochester, Minnesota. Blake, any tips for where to record your car? Back at the parents' house because of college and have no closets. Yeah, car's a good option. And it doesn't have to be a closet. It can be a room. It's try to stay interior to the house. The more interior you are, the further you are away from outside noise. Again, that's provided you're not close to, you don't want to be close to appliances and that kind of thing. You have to scout out the house. That's the bottom line is every place is different. Every house, every apartment's different. So you have to scout out for the quietest place. And then use lots of acoustic material. And then what you can't take care of there, hopefully the plugins, pick some good plugins, sound reduction, noise reduction plugins that can help get you the rest of the way. JR in beautiful Austin, Texas. Jason in Newport, Oregon. John in Rhinebeck, New York. Amisha, good morning from South Carolina. Any advice on fan noise while doing a live directed session? Is it better to use my phone for Zoom, Skype, etc., so I only have my DAW running on my laptop? Well, first of all, you need to get that computer away from the recording space that you're in. Never have a fan. Now, for instance, I'm using a MacBook Air, which does not have a fan. So that's what I'm looking into. My MacBook Air right now. This is what I use. But before I had this, all my other Macs and Windows machines, I kept it outside my booth and then ran a cable with an external monitor, it's an external screen. So you've got to get that fan away from you, and it's something to block between you and the fan to keep that noise down. So that's my advice there. Is it better to use my phone for Zoom, Skype, et cetera, so I only have my DAW running on my laptop? No, I run Zoom, I run everything off my computer. Now, again, the problem is don't have if the computer has a fan, which I guess it does based on what you said, don't have it anywhere near you. Just get an external monitor, screen, not speaker monitor, but screen monitor, and just run everything, or at least the way I've done it for the past 18 years, I run everything on one screen in front of me. Scotty in Brookings, South Dakota. Good morning. Maggie in Pittsburgh. Blake in Tupelo, Mississippi. Angela in Harmony, North Carolina. Good morning from Missouri. Absolutely new to voiceover, getting ready to commit to your VO Blueprint course, trying to immerse myself into all that you have to offer. Well, thank you, and look forward to having you in the Blueprint. You're gonna love it. Wally says, good morning. New DIY demo tracks today. Thanks for the voiceover blueprint. Thank you, Wally. That's exciting. Way to go, man. Amanda, good morning. I'm in the car driving to Allentown, but I'm not recording. Good for you. Safety first. My voiceover motto for those recording in cars. Safety first. Johnny in San Francisco. Justin, good morning to you. Okay, I'm going to take this question, then I'm going to have to wrap it up and get to work myself. When they say non-announcery, but don't ask for a conversational read, what are they looking for? Justin, honestly, your guess is as good as mine. The word conversational can mean 100 different things to 100 different people. What all you can do is get an idea from what, they're saying non-announcery, which means, the big announcer voice. So you want to stay away from that. Uh, I would guess they would want something a little more relaxed and casual. And what I like to do is I try to give two reads. I try to give a lower energy, very casual read, and then I try to give one that's still casual, but it's got a little more energy, maybe a little friendlier. So that's the best way you can approach that. You can't be a mind reader. So sometimes we just have to take our best guess, and then the client will let us know what they think once they hear it. Um, I haven't won a gig on a pay to play. Do you know when to let go? Well, it just depends on it's not a matter of time. It's a matter of how many commercials or how many auditions. And when you're first getting started, it can take hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of auditions to get your first job. And when you're at the top of your game, it could be 40. You can get one out of every 40 or 50 auditions, just as an idea. All right. One more real quick. Monica in Poland, good morning. Justin, good morning. Thank you. I appreciate you. Marla asks what Source Connect is. Just Google Source-Connect. It is a software program that allows you to connect remotely to other studios so that they can record you in their studio from your studio. Could be anywhere in the world. So when clients ask for that, that's what that is. And there's I think a 2-week free trial. So you can always wait till you don't need to get it when you're first getting started. Wait till somebody requests you use it and then buy it then. At least that's what I did. Have a great day, guys. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.